Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, the 13th of February 2022. 3 o'clock my time, a little bit later today. I've been watching the UFC, and I had a few beers last night, so been a bit busy this morning. So we're going to go over the markets. Big movements last week, especially on Friday. We've obviously got the invasions going on with Russia and Ukraine and all that political movement going on with the US, the UK, the Euro. So there's obviously we saw some massive moves. So yeah, we saw some big moves on Friday, which I wasn't expecting to see. It just came out of nowhere. So with that, let's go over our pairs that we look over and the trades that we took. So we're on EURGBP. I got stopped out on this one. I moved my stop loss up. It wasn't it. My stop loss was just below this little demand zone here. We reached TP1. I was expecting price to come and create a lower high here, continue up as I put on the last diagram, then test that broken zone and then continue up. The zone looked like it was holding very well, as you can see here. If you zoom in on price, you know that was that 08413 level was holding pretty strong. It looked like it was gonna just move sideways for a couple of days and then possibly continue. But obviously with Friday, the possible invasion from Russia to Ukraine, it sent the markets crazy. Money goes into safe havens, JPY, pound, the dollar, which obviously is a negative correlation to the euro, made the euro go weak. So yeah, that made this pair tank below and take out my stop loss. So, but that's not a problem because obviously we reached TP1 zone, so we did secure some pips. Overall, I took. I think it's about 60 odd pips, something like that. But yeah, it's not a huge problem. Come out with profit, didn't lose. That's what trading's all about. So what's next? Russia haven't actually invaded yet, so it's just an initial reaction that there's a potential invasion going on. So now that they actually haven't invaded, I could see, for myself, I could see the market returning to where it was pre the potential invasion news release that came out on Friday. So I'd like to see price keep holding this level here. There's a lot of noise to the left hand side of this chart here, as you can see. So I'd like to see price hold this level, possibly make a lower high still here, and then we could see another push up, possibly. Obviously, this is all news dependent with all the with the invasion, as I say, what's going on. So I'm yet to see, but yeah. So what I will do is I will look for price to form support around this this busy consolidation area to the left that we've seen previously. And if we see some support form, then I'll take a buy because we can get a nice tight stop loss in. Depending on the support candles that are formed to possible next push up. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking out for in EURGBP on the next coming weeks. So from that one on to GBPJPY. Gutted I missed this trade, actually, really gutted, because I was looking for it to come back because it hit the projected zone that I would have taken it to from this candle there. Usually I would have taken that all day, but I didn't put too much notice on watching it because I was expecting it to come down to this demand zone here like we saw previously. But that could mean that this bull push is going to be strong. So yeah, moving average is pointing up nicely. Looks like a 45-degree angle. We touched this supply zone yet again. So depending on this drop back in price is going to determine the strength of the bullish run that we're going to be in. So yeah, so I would look for price to possibly come down and close around this demand zone, and maybe get a confluence with the moving average that's coming up. So price will come down, moving average come up, provide some dynamic support around this area, and then I'll take a buy in and go up and possibly break and close above the supply zone, render it useless, and then continue the bull push up. But as I say, if this invasion happens and things do kick off, then we're going to see some serious strength in the Japanese yen, and this could just tank all the way to the bottom, which is something I would like to see, because I would just be buying from these big demand zones down here that we've previously had thousands of pips from in the past. So yeah, plenty of opportunities coming at the moment, especially with the news going on around the world. That's one thing that it does provide us, plenty of trading opportunities. So that's what to look for in the pound yen. Support to form here, possibly take a buy, use low risk, 0.5% or 1%, obviously because it's potential news that could come out, and look to buy from here. If we see it tanking because of the invasion happening, then we can start looking to sell. So we'll see what comes this week on the pound yen, and then react to what's going on. So on to that one, to Euro AUD. We took the sell from this supply zone at the top here. We've reached TP1 zone, which was this imbalance here. Obviously price is magnetically gravitated towards it, and we reached TP1 zone. So we've secured 300 pips on that move. As I gave out in my charts that I send out on my other platforms, on Instagram and stuff like that, I said to close off your position, move your stop loss obviously to your entry price, and just let things play out now. So that's what I'm doing. The next zone now that I'm going to be aiming for is this demand zone here. Again, if the invasions happen and all that kind of stuff kicks off, money goes into the dollar, the euro's going to weaken some more, and then this is going to play out nicely for us and give us some extra pips. And obviously, depending on how long it goes on and what's happening and stuff like that, we can get some nice longer term buys in from this weekly demand zone down at the bottom here. So that's what I'll be looking for on Euro AUD. With that, yeah, so that's what to look for. If you followed me on this one, just keep holding. As I say, I closed half my position. I'm just letting the rest run now, and we'll keep monitoring this one next week. So with that one, we will move to Euro USD. Okay, I haven't took a trade on this one for a while because I got stopped out twice. One trying to sell and one trying to buy and one trying to sell. So I kind of got a bit. I kind of sat on my own hands with this one. It bit me twice in a pretty short time frame. So I'm trying to be careful with this one. And it's a tough one. We've seen price coming at this supply zone here. And obviously again, these are highly fundamentally orientated pairs. I think it's fibre, isn't it? Euro USD. Again, with the invasion, money gets sunk into the US dollar because obviously it's the world reserve currency, so it's considered a safe haven. So money just gets pumped into it with the pending news that was possibly going to happen, which is why we saw the drop on Friday that we saw. Now they could just be using that potential news to take out the liquidity of the buyers that were already in this possible move. We could see price visit this demand zone here and then continuation upwards. We did actually break that high, but I'd like to see a bar close above this zone just to consider it a nice higher high. So yeah, so I will be looking to buy if we can see price to visit this demand zone at 1.13. That's what I'll be looking for next week. little bit more continuation down, and then I will take the buy on that one. Get a nice tight stop loss, hopefully, and hopefully I don't get stopped out on this trade this time. So yeah, that's what to look for on EURUSD. So with that one, we'll move on to Bitcoin. Gold, sorry. Move on to gold. And we have hit a great supply zone. But with the news, this is also considered a safe haven to put your money. So physical commodity gold, a precious metal, something that everybody keeps hold of. Banks keeping in safes, people get jewellery in the houses, we've got people keeping hold of bullion. They only want the price to go up, in my opinion. It's another insurance policy, basically, isn't it? You know, you got gold sat in your drawer from years ago. Your money's doubled, triple, quadrupled up. It's just worth a lot more money these days. So that's what we want to see. This buy that we took here, and I just wanted to go over on trend lines, because they don't work and all this kind of stuff. Well, we took our trade off this trend line. So I mapped out the two low points here. Some people don't use wicks, I use wicks. It just depends how you trade, what works for you. You can see examples of it not working and some examples of it working, as I've shown here. So as I previously drew out that trend line, obviously the third touch confirms it, which we got here. We've seen the rejection, and then we've seen a nice bullish 50% candle here, which shows some buying power coming. So that's when we originally took this gold trade, after that candle there. And as you can see now, we are 600 pips in profit. So that's not a bad haul at all, considering the amount of pips we've taken off gold in the past, especially that trade there. That even went on higher. That was 1,000 pips, and it went up to God knows what, 1,500 pips at the time. So if you followed me on this one, as I said on EURAUD, close half your position, move your stop loss to the entry price, and let's let it play out, because as I say, with the pending doom that's possibly happening with the invasion, we could see this break above the supply zone here, and then we're truly in a bull run for gold, and we might start getting up to the 1900s area, which obviously the miners want to see out there in the Yukon. If you watch Gold Rush, which I do, I love that show, I watch it every week. I love the fascination with gold, especially mining. So I'm hiking for this price to continue higher. So I've closed half my position now, and I will let it run and see what plays out over the next coming weeks. So with that one, I mean, if you didn't get in, price is obviously going to have little pullbacks. So each little demand zone that's created on the way up, just take a little cheeky buy, 0.5%. You don't have to get greedy with gold, because if it is going to be a medium to long term bull, we're going to see thousands of pips coming into play. So that's what I advise. Look to get on little demand zones like this that are created, possibly get up to this supply zone here at 1900. So I mean, if you did follow me, you could even stack your positions and add extra ones here, but it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to leave my original position after the half has been closed, and then watch it play out from there, because it's stress-free money then, isn't it? So with that one, we'll now move on to Bitcoin. And as we can see, we are still in profit. Currently we are 5,000 pips in profit. I know it sounds like a lot, but obviously the decimal places and the way price moves on Bitcoin, it's not the same as Forex, but price is starting to respect some technical analysis these days on Bitcoin a lot more. We've created a higher high. You can see that's an actual higher high now. We've had one higher low there. I'd like to see price consolidate around this demand zone here to create the higher low, and then we can start our next push up. As you can see, the moving average there now is pretty much flatlined. So if we see price form some support here, then we could see a break above and start a proper medium term bull trend off at least. Get that moving average pointing upwards, get a nice 45 degree angle pointing upwards and creating higher highs and higher lows, and then let's see it get back up here where we all want it, because I'm sure people are holding some Bitcoin in your wallets, whether you're trading or holding. We want to see it go higher. And I mean, the thing that I was saying to somebody last time is, every time Bitcoin goes on a bull run, we expect it to make a new high. It's weird. I guess like the Dow Jones and things like that, people are holding it, and we've got crazy predictions of 100,000. So every time we go on a mad bull run, you know, people expect it to make an all-time high on each bull push. So we're just going to go with the flow with that one. Just keep holding. As I say on this one, I've moved my stop loss to break even. I haven't took any profits yet. I won't take profits until we get to this zone here. Then I'll close half and then just let the rest run, because if it does make an all-time high, then we're in for some serious pip gains there. So yeah, so that's Bitcoin for me. So that's it for this week. If you like my videos, give us a like, give us a subscribe, comment for anything you want me to go over next time. I do try and read all the comments. So yeah, so that's it for this week. I'll see you next week.